Think about the people in your life who never show up in your feed. No selfies, no highlight reels, no proof they even exist online. And ask yourself, what do they know that the rest of us don't? While most people fight for attention in an endless scroll, a quiet group chooses something different. And according to psychology, their silence isn't weakness. It's a window into some of the strongest minds you'll ever encounter. Today, Psychonest Mind is breaking down exactly what's happening inside the heads of people who simply refuse to post. Here's something that surprises most people. Psychologists have found that individuals who maintain a low visual presence online aren't hiding from the world. They're protecting something far more valuable. They treat their personal life the way most people treat a private journal, something meant for living, not broadcasting. It isn't that they dislike people or find connection meaningless. Their mental bandwidth is simply too precious to spend curating an image for strangers. While the majority of social media users seek external validation, measuring their worth through reactions and engagement, these individuals have already built something sturdier inside. Real confidence never needs an audience to confirm it exists. They don't lose sleep over what to post, how to caption it, or whether enough people noticed. That kind of inner stillness, that's not shyness. That's self-possession. And it raises a question worth sitting with. How much of what you share online is for you, and how much is for everyone else? Studies in self-concept research reveal a fascinating pattern. People who limit their online visibility tend to score significantly higher in something called self-clarity. In plain terms, they know exactly who they are. They're not experimenting with identities for public feedback. They're not performing different versions of themselves depending on who's watching. Their sense of self doesn't shift with the algorithm or dissolve under the pressure of comparison. What drives them isn't trending content or viral approval. It's a quiet internal compass pointing toward things that genuinely matter to them. Joy for these individuals is self-generated. It doesn't depend on how many people double tapped a photo. That deep internal rootedness is rare. And it signals something psychologists have long associated with emotional maturity. A person who isn't running from themselves, but fully inhabiting who they are. Here's where it gets really interesting. People who rarely share their image aren't struggling with insecurity. They've moved past it. They carry a quiet certainty about their own worth. One that doesn't need photographs, likes, or comments to stay intact. Psychologists describe this as authentic self-esteem, the kind that isn't conditional on outside approval. These individuals aren't anxious about what others think of them on a Tuesday afternoon. They're not rehearsing captions in their heads or refreshing notifications. Their mental energy flows toward real goals, relationships that matter, work that builds something, experiences that leave a mark. The person who doesn't need to be seen has already become someone worth seeing. Think about the most grounded person you know. Chances are they're not the loudest voice in your feed. There's another dimension to this that most people miss entirely. These individuals are deep observers. Before they speak, they think. Before they share, they weigh whether it's genuinely meaningful. Psychologists call this having an internal locus of evaluation. Essentially, your standards, not the crowd's applause, determine what has value. Shallow interactions drain them. Surface-level conversations feel like noise. But a real discussion, one with depth, honesty, and substance, feels like oxygen. They don't perform for the room. They experience the room. And this is why you'll often find that the quietest person at a gathering has noticed more than anyone who is busy narrating their experience for a story. Which makes you wonder, who's actually living more fully? Finally, and this might be the most powerful insight of all, people who stay off social media visually often understand something that takes others years to figure out. Social platforms manufacture an illusion. Every feed is a curated gallery of best moments, filtered lighting, and emotional performances designed to look effortless. Psychologists call the mental damage from consuming this constantly social comparison theory. The habit of measuring your real, messy, honest life against someone else's carefully constructed highlight film. People who protect their visual identity from public consumption have opted out of that game. They've recognized that chasing performance costs peace. They've chosen mental clarity, sharp, uncluttered thinking, over the slow erosion that comes with building and defending an online persona. So the next time someone you know doesn't show up in your feed, no travel photos, no birthday posts, no evidence of a weekend, resist the instinct to assume they're struggling or withdrawn. There's a strong chance they're more emotionally stable, more self-aware, and more deeply grounded than most people scrolling past their absence. They've understood something essential. Being seen is optional. Understanding yourself is not. They don't need the world to look at them because they've already looked honestly at themselves. And that, more than any filter or following count, is what genuine confidence actually is. If that idea resonates with you, if you've always sensed that the quieter observers in your life carry something rare, then you're in exactly the right place. Hit like if this gave you something real to think about, and follow Psychonest's mind. Because here, we don't just watch content, we understand the mind behind the behavior.